singing. I'm writing a story. It's called Chapter 24. And it's literally all short poems. Each chapter is short poems. And all of those poems are traumatic events that happened in my life leading up to my breakthrough at 21 when I found out I was pregnant until chapter 24 when it just seemed like everything started flourishing. I have a feeling that music is going to take over my modeling. I see myself walking in New York Fashion Week. I haven't walked in New York Fashion Week. That is one of my goals. I want to walk in LA Fashion Week as well. If it's meant to be, it will come back to you.
It'll come back around,
so
don't even fret.
So, exactly. But I definitely see myself walking in some high-end fashion shows. Absolutely. I definitely see myself over in France.
And you said the outfit that you have on today came completely from where?
Fashion Nova.
And then your hair. Was that done by you?
Usually I do my hair. I did not. I went to my friend Max. She's a local braider in Cincinnati. Her name is actually, you can find her on Instagram and Facebook at Max Ali Sierra. A lot of views for braiding short hair and people with alopecia. Yes, and I actually watched her, like, I've known her from Withrow. She actually went to Withrow. Her real name is Saida. I don't know if you remember her, but she went to Withrow, and then things happened in life, so I didn't see her for a period of time. But we ended up 2017. We both ended up being in Empire together, and so the class that I was in at Empire, if I'm being honest, a lot of us was real eager. Like, we was real eager to learn. It was a tenacity about everybody. Like, we wanted it. And she said, I'm a braider. I want to do braids. I would literally watch her, like, practice on her mannequin every day. She'd do a braid. If she didn't like it, take it down, redo it. Take it down, redo it. Even in makeup class. And makeup was from 4:30. You could stay as late as 7:30 into the night shift. So sometimes she would be at night shift doing the same thing after she completed whatever work it was she had to do. And so I was a braider too, but I liked how her work looked. So I would ask her, hey, can you show me what technique you use? And she told me she does a 1-2 method with her feeders. She said she found it off of another braider on YouTube, and that's the person that she watched on YouTube.
And you learned from that?
So I learned from that.
Do you think you could apply that to your modeling career? Like, do you think that you take that and you be willing to, collaborate with other models and get information and learn sources and try to learn from other models and build yourself up in that aspect?
Yes, I've actually collaborated with a lot of models. I've reached out to people to do collaborations.
Who are some of the main photographers in the city you work with?
I have shot with Adam Delane, Victor Fox, and Johan. Quentin Gray is doing photography. I don't know if he is still doing photography, but starting out, he is who I started with. And Claudius Moore. Rest in peace to him. He's actually the very, very first photographer that I shot with. And then after him, through another model, Nadine Simmons, she was hosting she was having model classes. Me and her were both brand ambassadors for Miss Cincinnati Hair Design. And she liked how I walked. She was already doing photo shoots and fashion shows for New York Fashion Week. She was already traveling for this stuff. She was already a known model in Cincinnati. She took to me. She was like, I see something in you. I don't know if you see it in yourself, but I'm going to work with you. And she worked with me on my walk. Every time we had a show, she was like, start over, do this, do that.
Critique
me. And it was positive. I've never gotten a negative vibe from her, ever. And I've known her for going on 4 years now.
That's how you work well with positive vibes?
Yes.
That's what gets you going, get you flowing?
Yes. I was always very passionate about any and everything that I do, but I was in a very toxic relationship.
Okay.
For 4 years.
That can always drag us down, but it's awesome to get through it. And you got a blessing from it?
I ended up meeting my son's dad and got a blessing out of that. But during that time with him, I've always done hair, I've always done makeup, I've always done modeling, I've always done music, but I never actually, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, I never actually went to it as hard as I am now because I was with someone who I guess was not reassured in himself. So any good that happened to me, he got jealous of it. So I'm like, well, dang, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing because here's somebody that I go home to every night and he's jealous whenever something good happened to me, but it's not the same for him when something good happens for him. But every time something good happened for me, he got jealous of it. So
it can really get to you.
It did, and at that point, I was like, maybe I shouldn't take it seriously. But
it's great that you did.
But that's what I'm saying. I still,
good that came from
even though I had that opposing factor, it was almost like I've always been that person that's like, you're not about to tell me no. And if you're going to tell me I'm not going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show you and prove you wrong that you should have believed in me in the first place.
That's probably one of your best attributes. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
Determined, optimistic, beautiful soul. Even though those are 2 words, but I'm writing as one, beautiful soul. Because I feel like because of my soul, my aura, how I am on the inside, it resonates to the outside. And that's why I'm able to be outgoing, be optimistic, be determined, but do it gracefully. I feel like it's because of the soul that I have. So I would use those words to describe myself.
Is there anything that you would like to, do going forward? Anything you would like anybody that, is watching to know? That you got coming up or anything you need voted for?
Going forward, I actually have a studio session tomorrow night. The studio session, I'm starting my mixtape. I already have 3 singles out, Broken, Focus, and Unloving You.
Where can you find those?
You can find Focus and Unloving You on all platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play. Can't think of any others for right now. For right now, actually on my Instagram, I have a link to my SoundCloud, and you can find all 3 of those on my SoundCloud.
Awesome. I was just actually going to ask you about SoundCloud.
So right now, those are the only 3 singles that I have out. But I'm working on a mixtape, like I said, with my music.
And what's the potential drop date for? Do you have any further information on that, like when it's supposed to come out, anything?
The drop date I'm shooting for, because we're already, at the end of November. So I'm shooting for around Christmas time, but a realistic goal, I'll say the 1st of January is when I will be dropping that mixtape. That gives me time to actually work and construct it the way that I want it to be. So a little scoop inside. So how I'm going to do my mixtape is going to be 10 songs. My intro is going to be spoken word, no beat. My 5th song will be spoken word, no beat. And my outro, which is the 10th song, will be spoken word, no beat. So going from the 1st song, the 2nd song, 3rd song, and the 4th song will all be songs that coincide with what that poem was. So then we go to the 5th song, which is another spoken word. My 6th, 7th, and 8th song will all be songs that coincide with that poem. And then my 9th song will go with my 10th song. Kind of like some Lauryn Hill vibes, how she did her X Factor album. She had a little bit of spoken word.
Motivations?
Yes, I love Lauryn Hill.
Who are your favorite artists? Who's your inspiration?
Tupac.